Second question, I'm using very frequently objects and object collection. I'm using for each. For objects collection.
But the collection is it's your own collection.
Preliminary integer or not variant. I'm using objects for each. Second,
but excuse me, the collection is the standard dotNET collection, or
it's class.
It's a class that you wrote.
And I am using collection of this class.
Okay, but the collection itself is the collection of. You use the VB6 collection.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. We support that.
Enumerated.
Not only we support the VB6 collection, we even support custom classes that that have the new enum.
I'm using the
new
wizard or the enumerator.
We support that. We support that.
And
we fully support that.
What happens if I have image list? It's putting into the resources in dotNET?
Yes. If you have an image list control, the result is an image list control with all the images in the resource file.
And I have one more thing is additional to my first question, ActiveX. Let's say that we bought component 1 in Fragistics for ActiveX, not for .NET, and we don't want to buy for .NET. And you can convert.
I can ask component 1 to.
No,
no,
it's a very critical question for me.
But no,
my convert or not? Is that it? It's not great for me.
My question is, can we postpone this because I have a section in the slides that talk about ActiveX controls, but ActiveX by themselves are the, I would say, remember I told you that variants are the single most difficult thing to translate in the language. So as far as the language is concerned, variants are our beast, we say in Italian at least. If we don't think just about the language, we think about the entire VB6 ecosystem, ActiveX controls are the problem to solve. I would say ActiveX controls and ADODB, the conversion from ADODB to ADO.NET. So I'm going to talk about those two specific problems. Excuse me. Okay, got the point here. Let me show you. Let me show you, just to continue the very small demo, but now I am re-clicking here. No? What's happening? I was expecting an error here. Oh, let me see, for maybe here. If I select, okay, nothing is not working any longer. What happened? Okay. In this case, we reached phase 2. The application has no runtime errors. Still, we don't have functional equivalence. What is the problem in this case? The problem, after some investigation, I want to spare them. I don't want to waste your time. But just to give you an idea, the problem was. Just a moment. As new ADO VB records. There we go. The problem is here. As new, we create. We are inside form 13, and we have this record set which is created using as new in VB6. Now, as new. You also have as new, and this is just an example. This is one of probably the 300 or 400 different problems that we had to solve in these years. But just to give you an idea of how subtle the conversion can be. When you have as new in VB6, as new in VB6 means that as soon as I touch that object, the object is created. So the object is nothing, But as soon as I reference it, it's automatically created. Which means that if I set that object to nothing, the next time the object is recreated automatically. I'm pretty sure that here in code, there we go. Look at this. When the form unloads, that record set is set to nothing. In VB6, everything works well because the next time I reload that form, that record set will be recreated. No? Because it's in as new in VB6 means as soon as you touch me, I will be recreated. In .NET, as new has the same syntax but completely different semantics. The semantics in VB6 is, this is a record set. I am creating an instance of it, but if you happen to set that to nothing, the record set is not recreated automatically. And that's why the second time we loaded that form, we didn't see any record, because the record set was not there. How can you solve this problem? We go some here. No, excuse me, VB6. There we go. If I set here, I don't want to go through all the story, but I mean, in short, if I activate that pragma, it's called auto-new true. And it changes the generated code in such a way that the as new semantics is preserved very quickly. Reload, reconvert. By the way, there is a 15-20 minute video on our website where I illustrate exactly this example and I go through all the stage. I mean, because conceptually this is convert test fix applied to a very small code base, but essentially this is what we are going to do in a real application. Remember, this is I shouldn't see that here. Okay, I think I have this source code in different places in my hard disk. So I got confused. I'm translating the wrong one, I guess, because there should be. Let's try again.
Meanwhile, I will.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So because I shouldn't see this.
Really? The strike is not in the security, but in the departures.
Oh, so it's good for us, you see.
Yeah, so we have more time. Currently, they didn't update the flight, but I guess there will be a delay of 1 hour maybe.
Okay.
So we can be more relaxed about the time to get to the airport.
Okay.
But you might.
Sure.
there in the airport.
No problem. Eugenio knows a lot of jokes, as you learn these days. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Like just a small question.
Yes. Ovviamente per noi non. Cioè, noi poi ce ne possiamo anche andare direttamente poi.
שאלות מעניינות, אז אנחנו יכולים להאריך את ההרצאה עד תכננו עד 12, אפשר להאריך עד 1 אם זה מדבר לכם. אז אני מציע שאולי נעשה הפסקה קצרה, ואז פשוט נמשיך. אני אבקש ממנו.
Because to reach functional equivalence and to preserve the VB6 semantics, the auto-new pragma changes the way you deal with variables. If a variable, remember we had this variable, actually the variable is another one, but it's not really different, really meaningful. RS log is a record set. It's another record set, but it's the same story. this record set, to preserve the as new semantic, we have transformed the public field into a property. The color code, for the color code, is the same thing. But this changes the game, because the meaning of this is whenever you assign something, it's assigned to the inner field. But when someone reads this variable, which is now a property, if the inner field is nothing, we create it. You see, we have automatically implemented the as new semantics in VB.NET without touching the code. I mean, all our changes were done automatically, first of all, so no effort on your part. And the client code continues to work exactly as before. So now if we run this guy, you will see that it works, the semantics is preserved, and basically, the very first time I worked with this code sample, it took me about 40 minutes to go through the entire process. In 40 minutes, I have migrated 9,000 lines of code, and I still need to solve the problem with data reports, but I believe that it's still an achievement. At least I know for sure that the application works correctly, except for data reports. But try that with any other approach, and I would estimate that this thing cannot be converted in less than 10, 12 hours, plus the reports, because even the upgrade wizard doesn't support data report. Okay, if you had any,
I can see the two tabs, VB6 code and VB.NET code.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I thought I was mistaken. I thought I was getting confused between directories, but I was confused between tabs. I was looking at the VB6 code and thought it was the VB.NET tab.
Now, when you were in VB6 code, when you click on a function or method, then you move to the VB.NET code, you can see
No, they don't go in parallel. No, they don't, because in some cases we thought of that feature, but in many cases we had to rearrange the code, and it was very difficult for us. And considering that the editor is a sort of, extra feature that doesn't really impact on the usability. But no, there is something before we have a break. Just very simply, metrics. We have another tab which is called metrics, and in metrics, looks familiar. Metrics.
We planned something.
Yeah.
You had this tab before you came to Israel.
We like to flatter our partners. No, look at this. Okay, this is a very simple example, but just imagine in a real case. I'm clicking at the project on the project node. I can click on the project node or the file node. Let's click on the project node or even the solution node. In this case, the solution is just one project, so there is no difference.